What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Ticket to the House. My name is Zach. I am joined with Thatcher today. Elijah is driving home the rest of the way today, so he is not able to join us. He's not even home yet, believe it or not. But hope you guys had a great weekend and enjoyed the NFL draft and your NBA and NHL playoffs, as well as the Champions League semifinals kicking off Tuesday for you guys, yesterday for us. PSG and Dortmund just wrapped up for us, and Dortmund ran away 1-0 on aggregate. So, but how are you? You done with
I'm
finals?
good. I'm good. I have one question for you.
Huh.
What do we think of Tottenham?
What do we think of
Tottenham.
That's all right. Okay.
Yeah, dude. Those guys
Yep.
feel great.
But so today we're gonna recap some of the picks that went on Thursday and maybe some other picks as well. And then we're gonna go over some playoff stuff today. So, but we're gonna jump into the draft real quick. I'm gonna start with this. Let's talk about Penix real quick to the Falcons. What do you think
Yeah.
about that?
So I'm in two minds about it. I still think I don't mind the idea behind it, but the idea that you could have gotten something that could have benefited you right now. Whereas Penix won't be able to benefit you for probably a couple years at least. I don't think that Kirk will play all 4 years anyways with the Falcons. So, people are saying he'll be 28 when he starts. Like I think Penix is going to start before then.
Yep.
Um, but I also just it's confusing because they could have had at that point. I mean, they could have got Brock Bowers, they could have got Roman Dunze, they could have, like they had pieces that they still could have gotten. There were still some good tackles on the board. Like just a kind of confusing pick. And I think it doesn't look well when your quarterback that you just paid like 150 million to says, I was shocked when I saw the pick. Like, that's not great, bro. And I think the last thing you want to do as an organization is make a draft pick that the fans are going to be overwhelmingly upset with. And that's what happened. So not a great look for the Falcons.
No, I don't agree with you as well. Like you're paying Kirk Cousins at like 140, 150 million, and now he's going to be upset for the whole year because they just drafted another guy.
Right.
And they still have Heineke, right? If I'm correct.
I'm not sure.
But I mean, yeah, it's good for Penix to sit behind Kirk for a year, although Kirk and Penix do have two different playing styles, I would say. You
Oh,
know,
yeah.
Penix is more of like an improviser and Kirk is more like a field general, I would say, in my opinion. But if I was Kirk, I would be upset too because you just
Yeah.
signed this big ass contract and now you're gonna have the job of possibly mentoring someone, even though you don't want to mentor someone. And it's just like when Malik Willis got drafted 2 years ago, Tannehill's like, oh, I'm not gonna mentor him, you know. So I don't
Right.
think Kirk wants to do that either. And then now you got Levis starting for the Tennessee Titans, and Tannehill's still a free agent right now as we speak. But yeah, I don't know. I don't like the pick. I think Penix was a little bit of a reach for the Falcons. Like,
Well,
yeah.
so sorry, I'll just counter that. I don't think it wasn't. I mean, a lot of people will say it was a reach. There were three notable teams: the Raiders, the Saints, and the Seahawks. All were actively trying to trade up into the top 10 to get Penix,
Hmm.
and nobody budged.
Right.
So I think it also says a lot that Penix was going to be. People were trying to trade up to get him over. Nobody traded up to try to get Bo Nix. Nobody traded up to try to get JJ McCarthy. The
Hmm.
Vikings literally traded up one pick, and we knew that even what they traded with the Jets, right? Like the Jets wouldn't have taken him anyways. So it's like it just says a lot about Penix and about what people think about Penix that they would try to trade up to get him. Um, I don't know. I don't think it's a reach, but I think it's like a reach for the Falcons considering what they could have had.
Right. Do you think they should have taken JJ McCarthy or
No,
no?
I think if you're taking quarterback at that point, definitely Michael Penix. But
Okay.
I think they should have. There was still Olu Fashanu from Penn State, the tackle. There was
Hmm.
still Roma Dunze. There was still Brock Bowers. Like there were still a lot of players that I think would have benefited you now, and you still have them on a rookie deal. Where like, because that's the problem with you're not going to play Penix this year. The soonest he'll probably play is next year. Then you've already lost time on that rookie contract. Whereas if you would have had a wide receiver, a tackle, whatever, you could play them for longer and benefit longer.
Yeah, and I feel like one of the more Falcons needs was a receiver. like a really good
Yeah.
receiver.
Yeah. Or even, I mean, again, even tight end, like with Brock Bowers, like I think that's oh, excuse me, would have been a plus pick, regardless of Kyle Pitts or not. Like I
Right, and he's
don't
still staying in Georgia too.
right. Well, and I don't think that Kyle Pitts has done enough to warrant not drafting another tight end.
Right. So I don't know. I mean, yeah, like even then, there's like you still get Latu or Fuaga. And the Saints
Right.
went Fuaga. I bet you're happy with that too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We failed. Whoa. Are we am I glitchy too, or is it just
Mhm.
me? There we go. I'm stoked with Fuaga. Like I think we needed an offensive tackle so badly that I'm stoked. Um, I think the way that the draft fell, the Saints were more than happy. I think Dallas Turner would have been cool. But you feel a real need with tackle, and a lot of people were arguing that Fuaga was the best tackle in the draft. So I'll
Mhm.
take it.
Okay, so we're gonna talk about this real quick as well. Caleb Williams and Roma Dunze in the first round.
Fire.
That's a really, really good top two 10 picks. You know, do you think that's gonna help the Bears with the weapons they've got this last offseason with Keenan Allen? Still have Amon or the St. Brown brother. I forget his
No,
name.
Equanimous is with the Saints,
Oh, really? Huh. Never mind.
but they still have. I mean, Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, now Roma Dunze, and Cole Kmet.
Yeah. Okay.
What was your question?
Do you think Roma Dunze is playing in the slot? Do you think he's going to be on the outside? What do you?
I think they'll play him wherever they want, but I think for me, this shows the maturity of the Bears because they're not looking in the past anymore. They're starting to grow from this idea of heralding the 85 Bears of like, we're a defensive team. We only rely on defense, defense, defense.
Mhm.
And even their general manager was like, look, the past is awesome, but it's time that we move on from the past and look at our future. And I think the aggressiveness that they showed to take Roma Dunze when one of their biggest needs is edge rusher. So they could have taken any edge rusher and they still were like, nah, we're going to take Roma Dunze and we're going to give Caleb Williams another weapon to succeed.
Yeah, and I agree with you on that as well.
I mean, what is the league trending towards? Offense, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Literally.
it's one thing if you have a great defense, but if you have offensive weapons to just torch other teams, then
Right.
done.
Done. Okay. The Vikings traded up to one spot to draft JJ McCarthy.
Yeah.
Do you think that helped them? Because they did trade up to 17 from 22 to get Dallas Turner. Do you think that gave
That
them
was, I
leverage?
think that was a better trade, by the way.
Yeah, I did too.
I think to be able to walk away with JJ and Dallas in the first round is huge.
Hmm.
Um, I think any quarterback that would have gone to Minnesota would have fit perfectly, to be honest with you. Like, I think if Drake May would have gone there, perfect. If Jaden Daniels would have gone there, perfect. Caleb Williams, perfect. Michael Penix, perfect. Spencer Rattler, perfect. Like, I think any quarterback that would have gone to Minnesota would have fit really well. I think JJ fits their style. I think he gives me Kirk Cousins vibes, which makes
Hmm.
me think that he'll succeed. Um, a lot of people are saying that for some reason they think that Sam Darnold is going to start the season. There's no way that JJ McCarthy doesn't beat out Sam Darnold in preseason.
Right.
What do you think about it though?
Um, I think they were better off staying at 11, my opinion. I think that was probably a stupid trade to trade up because I don't think the Jets were going to take a quarterback, honestly. If they did,
Right.
then Bo Nix would be off the board at 12 for Broncos.
Well, and I also think one of the reasons they might have traded is so nobody else would have traded in front of them.
Right.
Because when you look at the Saints back in 2017, they thought they were cool to just stand pat and then wait for Mahomes, and then Kansas City traded in front of them. So, the last thing you want is have your guy one pick away from you and somebody trades in front of you to get that guy. So,
Yeah.
if they wanted their guy, I mean, they didn't have to give up that much. They only traded up one spot. So,
What did they give up?
I don't know, but not
What was
that
it?
much.
Yeah. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, they traded up one spot to get their quarterback of the
Right.
future, possibly.
Right.
So, and same with Denver, who just drafted Bo Nix at 12. What?
Yeah. So what do you? Nope. You are the Broncos fan. You got to tell me what you think about
You
it.
know, honestly, it's not great having four quarterbacks on your roster right now. I'm not gonna lie, but I do think Bo Nix does have a chance to beat out Zach Wilson and Jarrett Stidham.
Oh,
Though
for
there's
sure.
also been news that Jarrett Stidham might get released to save some money, and
Yeah.
we rock with Zach Wilson, Ben DiNucci, and Bo Nix. So I think it's hard to tell who's going to start this year. If we release Stidham, then Bo Nix and Zach Wilson maybe will be competing for a starting spot.
Yeah.
In my opinion, Ben DiNucci, I don't think has a good shot right now.
Which is interesting because I would release Danucci over Stidham.
We're paying Stidham more than DiNucci
Hmm.
because he was practice squad last year.
Right. Okay.
So, but I like the pick. I think Bo Nix is kind of an underrated quarterback, and we did get Troy Franklin, so that's giving Bo Nix another receiver since we lost Jerry Judy, and receiver
And a
was
receiver that he already knows.
exactly. So either you're playing Troy Franklin in the slot, you're playing Tim Patrick in the slot, you got a big body in the middle of the field in the slot, and then have Cortland and Troy Franklin on the outside, and Marvin Mims rotate them in, you know. But I like the pick for Troy Franklin and Bo Nix, and two Utah boys, by the way, Devon
Yeah.
Vele and Jonah Ellis. So I'm happy with
Three
those.
is Thomas Yasmin.
Oh yeah, Thomas Yasmin as well. Tight end was another big need for us as well. So
I think he'll fit there perfectly.
yeah, he will definitely. I mean, Sean Payne likes two tight end sets too,
Oh yeah.
and Dulcich has a
Sean Payton loves his backup tight ends too. I can tell you
mhm,
that much. Like
yeah. I mean,
that there
Dulcich
were so many
Dulcich
times where Breeze would throw like random touchdown passes to like Josh Hill or like you know backup tight ends. He loves his tight ends.
yeah,
So
and like yeah, and Dulcich has been pretty injury prone right now.
mhm.
So but yeah, I mean, like I like the pick. I was kind of iffy about it, but after getting Troy Franklin, I feel a little bit better about it because
Yeah,
he's a receiver he actually knows and throw to in college.
right.
So
I actually really think that Bo Nix is an underrated quarterback. A lot of Saints fans I know were like, no, no, please don't draft him. I actually wouldn't have been upset if we would have taken him. I just would have been upset if if the tackles were off the board and you have to like really reach, then I would have been like, oh, go for a quarterback. But I think because you had that tackle, you had to take him. But I really rated Bo Nix. I think because a lot of people dog on him for his age, whatever. It also means experience. He's had so much experience now at the top level, played in the SEC with Auburn, then went to the Pac 12 and played really well with Oregon. So I think you're getting somebody who's experienced, who's ready to learn, ready to go. Um, so I don't know. I really like it. And I think in our group chat, we were kind of saying we liked it. It was just really high. And I do kind of agree that 12 was high for him. But I think Sean Payton was like, we either get our guy now or we chance him dropping more. And I
yeah,
don't think that he would have dropped much farther.
I think Vegas would have taken him too if he was still up there.
Ooh, I don't know. Because, well, Vegas picked right before you guys.
Mm-mm. Vegas picked
Oh, in
after,
between this. I think Vegas wanted Brock Bowers,
which doesn't make
which
sense.
is a weird
Yeah,
pick, by the way, because
yeah,
they
and you
just
guys are
picked
getting
Michael
on me about
Mayer.
it. You guys are getting on me about it a little bit too. It's kind of funny.
It's just a weird pick, though.
You just drafted
Like,
Michael Mayers last year.
they, right. Now, I do think that Brock Bowers is such a good tight end prospect that you can't pass up on.
Right.
And what one of the things that we were saying in our mock draft is that they need a second wide receiver badly. So they kind of get it. They could run a two tight end set, you know? So it was a weird pick, but I think I'm gonna tell you right now, I think if Bowers would have dropped to the Saints, I think the Saints would have taken him
Oh, 100%.
personally. But I'm more out of all the years now that I've understood football a lot better. Like when I used to watch the drafts like 5, 6, 7 years ago, excuse me, and we would take tackles, I'd be like, boring, Tackles are so damn important. So I'm more than happy to have a tackle.
Right.
So any other bits? Cole Bishop joining Dalton Kincaid in Buffalo.
Speaking of the
Um,
Bills, uh,
huh?
speaking of the Bills, they did not have a good first round.
Well, yeah,
Oh,
I
why?
agree. However, I think that I think that they nailed it because now I don't like that they traded with the Chiefs.
Mm-hmm. I
I
do.
don't like I don't like that. However, I think that they personally, for me, got the better wide receiver for them, and then they had an outstanding day too, because they got Keon Coleman from Florida State and Cole Bishop from Utah.
Yep.
Perfect.
Dude, and even same with the Rams, getting Blake Corum that late as well.
Yeah, Blake Corum, and they got Jared Verse.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the Rams had a good draft. I mean, there are a lot of teams that like you had good picks.
Yeah, the Steelers had some good picks.
Yeah,
Honestly, the Broncos had some great
and
picks.
the Chiefs,
The
dude, like
Chiefs,
getting
too.
Worthy.
Next
I
Tyreek Hill,
mean,
possibly.
right. Oh, quick little thing before we move on from the draft.
Mm.
I would just like to say that I think the Saints low key might have we could look back on this draft a couple years from now and say, wow, they got their future franchise quarterback in the fifth round. Because the Saints at pick 150, 160
150.
took South Carolina quarterback Spencer Rattler. I love it, bro. I love it.
Was on QB1 as well.
Yeah, and so now there were rumors flying that his thing from QB1 was not helping his draft stock. Bullshit, man. Like this kid was a high school kid. What do you want from him? And I think I mean, the year before Caleb Williams, he was like nailed on to be the number one overall pick. And then his draft stock tanked a little bit because of Caleb. And
Mm-hmm.
then he had 2 good years at South Carolina. So I'm stoked because he'll beat out Jake Hayner. He'll beat out Kellen Mond. He'll be the backup to Derek Carr. And I think when Derek starts playing rough, I think people are quickly going to say, get this kid in
Right.
now. And I don't know, man. I have a good feeling about that pick. I have a really good feeling about I think Spencer's a mature quarterback. He's spent a lot of time in college, knows how to, knows how to work the pocket. He's like mobile, but not to the extent of like he's not a good thrower mobile.
Right.
So I don't know. That's like probably one of my and Kool-Aid McKinstry in the second round. Let's
That's
go.
deal, dude.
I think the Saints had a really good draft. I'm
They
really
did.
stoked. And getting Bub Means, homie, first of all, great name. Great name. I think the Saints won. If we're looking at names, Fuaga, Kool-Aid, Bub Means, Spencer Rattler. I think the Saints won the name draft. I would just like to say that right now.
Ford and Boyd and fuck, I know what that name is.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm stoked. I think this is one of the first years in a while where I think the Saints nailed a lot of their draft. Um, and when I look at like round after round after round, I mean the fact that we didn't have a pick in the third or the fourth and we waited till the fifth and you still got Rattler and then you got Means. Um, awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
Um,
I think the same thing with the Broncos too. Like this is probably like one of the better drafts I've watched.
I agree.
We
I
had a really
mean,
good we had a really good draft in 2021 though, with getting Surtain,
right.
obviously. So
Right.
like that was Peyton's first year as well, I believe. So George Payton, not Sean Payton.
Oh, I was like, yeah, what?
We have two Paytons,
Yeah,
remember?
yeah, that's right. But I
But
think, well, you guys getting Bo Nix in the first round, getting your guy, and then backing him up with Troy Franklin, and then obviously whenever you take Utah kids, like we're gonna love it. So, and we've seen them play, and we know they're good.
Garrett Bowles, Tim Patrick, Jalen Johnson, Julian
Oh,
Blackman,
I thought you were talking about. I
all
thought
you
you were talking about all in the Broncos.
Marcus Williams, possibly Devon Vele, Jonah Ellis, Cole Bishop, Sione Baki,
Zach Moss,
Zach Moss,
Tyler Huntley,
yep, Tyler Huntley, my son,
Thomas Yasmin now, Dalton Kincaid.
yep.
I mean, the Utes are all over. Mitch Wisnowski. Utes are all
Yep.
over, man.
But yeah, Saints ended with an A plus. Denver ended with an A minus draft grade according to Pro Football. And then the
You
Cleveland
said the
Browns.
Saints had an A plus
Uh-huh.
according to PFF.
Uh-huh.
You love to see it.
The Colts had an A plus as well. They had a really good draft too.
Colts did have a good draft. I think getting Latu that late on, right after the Saints took Fuanga,
Detroit
was
got an
awesome.
A. Browns.
Shionevaki. Woo!
Brown's got a C plus though.
Real quick, do not count out Dan Campbell playing Shionevaki also at running back.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I don't think he'll. Dan Campbell loves like being able to do crazy things. So
Oh,
don't
100%.
count out Shionevaki playing some running back
Yep.
or even some returner, man. He could be
Hmm.
a good returner. So
There you go.
sweet. All
Cool.
right. Well, um,
Playoffs. Playoffs.
let's
Playoffs.
move to NBA. Yeah.
And then we'll go.
So I'll while you're pulling stuff up. So far, the series that have been ended already. The Pelicans got swept 4-0 by the Thunder. The Nuggets won, I believe it was 4-1. Yeah, Nuggets won in a 4-1 in a 5-game series over the Lakers. Jamal Murray hitting kind of a buzzer beater, not quite a buzzer beater, but ended the Lakers' hopes. And then the Timberwolves swept the Suns. And now everybody is kind of thinking KD's time in Phoenix is already going to end. So, what do you think about those ones so far? I think those are really what we're going to lead with right now, considering that none of the other ones are over. So, what do you think about those ones?
Um, the Nuggets I could have seen again, but they were really close to sweeping. But the Lakers kind of took a game off of them. But
Right,
you still win the series. You get a week off. Same with the T-Wolves, so you guys are more re-energized and everything.
right,
And then same with the Thunder too. Like you
yeah,
get a week off until the Clippers Mavericks series is over, and that's tied
and
right
that's
now
a
at
really good
2-2.
series. That could
That
go
is really
seven.
a series. So Timberwolves and Nuggets is going to be a good one. The Timberwolves have been on fire this year. I think.
I personally, I want Timberwolves and the Thunder
I
in the
do too.
in the
I
Western
do
Conference
too.
Final.
I do too. But Clippers and Mavericks has been really entertaining. I'm gonna
Yeah, the Clippers were up like 30 points the other day, and the Mavericks came back and won.
hmm
Crazy.
It's kind of funny too, because like all three of us were talking about the Kyrie Doncic duo,
Right.
and now they're way better than they were last year.
Yeah, well, and what's funny is that Kyrie's actually the one pulling his weight.
Hmm.
Excuse me, and Luca's struggling. Even Luca in a press conference the other day, he's like, Kyrie's playing his ass off, and I'm not backing him up. That's on me. So I think I do really like Kyrie. Um, I think this suits him. Being a two suits him way better.
Yep.
Not having to be the guy, be a pair with somebody. And some nights you're the guy, and other nights you're the second or third best guy. But I think that's what suits Kyrie. Being the number one is never going to work for him.
Yeah, it's just like when
So,
you're in Cleveland, it was like all LeBron, Kyrie, Kevin Love,
right.
Klay Thompson.
And I mean, you have the block, but the block wouldn't have meant anything without the shot from Kyrie. So
Exactly.
it's like, I don't know. I'm happy for him. I'm happy for Luca too, because I think all he needed was another star to really make a push. I would have to say that this series probably will go seven.
Yeah, definitely. 100%. I'm rooting for the Clippers all the way. Kawhi Leonard's one of my favorite players in the league right now. So,
I mean, I love Russ, so
yeah.
I'll back you on the Clippers
PG
there.
too, man. PG's a great
I used to really like PG. He's like kind of fallen off my list a little bit, but
player.
I have a Paul George jersey, just not here. It's at my dad's, but
OKC or Indiana?
yeah. Yeah, okay, see.
Go Dubs.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean, yeah. But no, that'll be a good one. But
yeah.
I have to say, so in terms of Lakers Nuggets, I think LeBron has played his last game as a Laker, in my
Mhm.
opinion. Um, I know Elijah wants him to go to Cleveland. I just don't think he's going to go back. I think he might go to New York and play for the Knicks. That'd be kind of my guess. Um, I just don't see it. And I sent it to the group chat, but Woj just reported that LeBron, like playing with Bronny, isn't a priority for him anymore.
No.
I think he's more excited for Bronny to play in the league, but I don't think it's a priority. I think LeBron's played his last game there. D'Lo has been useless the last like few months. Absolutely dog.
Yep.
So I think it's time for LeBron to move on there. He's won a championship with the Lakers, made them viable for a while. Go move to a team that has younger pieces around you and play a couple more years and call it good.
Jazz. With the Thunder.
He's not going to the Jazz.
It's not gonna be the Jazz.
I think the Thunder would be sick, but I think that would ruin what the Thunder already have.
Oh, they have Gordon Hayward. I totally forgot about that.
Well, I don't think that would affect whether they have LeBron or not.
Well, still, Gordon Hayward's the GOAT.
But I just think that I think New York is the perfect fit for him, in my opinion. You
Definitely.
have Jalen Brunson, and then you have Julius Randle, kind of. But
Mhm.
adding LeBron to that, and then LeBron, he'll get the pull. He'll get a couple guys to go over there. So
And then Suns, they're gonna have to do some rebuilding.
I
100%.
think D Book gets traded. I think
I think you trade
uh
Bradley Beal, dude.
I
Yeah,
think they trade everybody.
yeah,
I think Devin Booker might be gone. And I know KD will be gone.
yep.
I think Booker might be gone. And then Beal, you maybe keep him for another year, maybe don't. But man, isn't it crazy to think that like they kind of remind me of like maybe not quite because I don't think they were as good in my opinion. They kind of remind me of like Westbrook, KD, Harden, Thunder, where like they were really good for a few years, made the finals, but then just couldn't get over the hump. Kind
Hmm.
of gives me that.
Right.
Damn, what could have been in Phoenix?
I know. Literally.
Where's your best fit for KD or
Hmm.
a fit? Because knowing KD, he'll probably make a bad decision and go somewhere that's not really a title contender.
Well, LeBron leaves. I think we go to the Lakers. That'll be actually kind of interesting.
Yeah, but like, why go to a team that if LeBron can't win with them, KD's not gonna be able to win with them.
I don't know. It's tough.
It'll be interesting. I
Hmm.
could see him maybe going to the Bulls or something like that.
Yeah, the Bulls.
The Bulls just don't have anybody.
I don't think they have a lot of cap either.
No.
Mm.
I don't know, man. It's sad for
Sixers.
me. I'm a
Sixers is always
LeBron
an
guy,
option.
so it's
Sixers
sad
is
to
always
see
fun.
him.
Mm.
Sixers. By the way, can we stop glazing Embiid? Because homie can't win a series.
Yeah.
He's going to lose to the Knicks. He can't even be the best player in the series, bro. Like he's only really going up against Jalen Brunson, and he can't even be better than Jalen Brunson. Like, can we stop putting Embiid in the category of best players in the league? I don't think he is. I think he's in the tier right below. Like, I think he kind of gives me like Kawhi Leonard, where like he'll never be the best, but he's still pretty good.
Yep.
But
Literally.
I'm over this whole like Embiid is the GOAT type talk. I mean, nobody says he's the GOAT, but like you know what I mean.
Yeah. Swapping down to the East real quick. Celtics is up 3-1 on Miami. I think Boston is going to win this game tonight for us.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
tonight. Yeah.
Boston will win. It's in Miami though, so we'll see. And maybe Jimmy Butler magic. We'll see.
And
But
then hopefully for Elijah, Cleveland can
mhm.
close it out against the Magic
They are not playing today. They are playing either tomorrow
Friday.
or Friday.
They're
So
playing Friday. I have it
yeah,
pulled up. Yeah.
yeah. So it says
And then
two.
The Bucks might lose to the Pacers tomorrow, bro.
Or today for you guys.
That's crazy. But
Same
Giannis is
same with
still
the
out,
Sixers and
right?
the Knicks. I think so.
So that's crazy to think that we thought that maybe they would go to the finals, and now I think if Giannis were healthy, it's a whole different story. But
Yeah. Oh, and same with Dame.
yeah,
It's
crazy man. The
it's
young blood is
Friday.
taking over.
Say today.
I love it though.
Yeah.
I mean, you have SGA, Chet Holmgren on the Thunder. Oh my gosh, what's his name?
Can't forget Josh Giddey.
Dort, and then what's the Williams? What's his first name from the Thunder? The one who's a dog that, like, when he makes good plays, the crowd are like, "Woo, woo, woo, woo."
Oh, I
What's
have
his
no
name?
idea.
Devin Williams? No, not
No.
Devin Williams.
Devon?
Devon? Is it?
I think so.
Let me see. I gotta pull it up because it's
Hold
gonna
up.
bug me.
And then we're gonna go to hockey real quick, and then we'll be done.
Jalen Williams.
Yeah, there you go.
He's a dog. So I mean, I think knowing that, uh, like being able to see the young teams in the NBA take over is pretty cool. It's like a changing of the guard because then you have like Ant and Cat. I know Cat's not playing, but like taking over with the Wolves. Even
Mhm.
Jokic and Jamal Murray still somewhat younger. You know, you're kicking out players like LeBron and Durant and Curry, and you know it's crazy. So and Jalen Brown right now having himself an insane series with the Celtics.
Same with
So
Tatum.
yeah, those guys, I
Crazy.
mean, they're so good.
Yeah, very good. Okay, hockey, and then we're gonna wrap up. So I've been paying more attention to hockey lately because of my dad, and he's been having it on all weekend. So I'm like, you know what? Cool. But the Panthers have won the series against the Lightning, so they're on to the next round. Bruins and Maple Leafs, Boston is leading 3-2. They're the 2 seed, by the way, not the 1 seed. Florida's the 1 seed for the that bracket. And then the Rangers swept the Capitals, and then Carolina just won their series yesterday against the Islanders. And then we have game 5 tonight for me and Thatcher with the Stars and Golden Knights. It's 2-2 right now, actually, believe it or not. And then Colorado advances past Winnipeg, and then Vancouver is leading 3-2. I was watching this game on Sunday. No, Sunday. Predators were up 2-0 or 3-1 or something like that, and Canucks just scored two right before the period ended for the third and went into OT and won it. So, and then Edmonton is up on LA 3-1. They play tonight for as well. But you got Canucks and Predators on Friday at 5, and then the second round will be set. It sounds like Edmonton's going to move on. It sounds like Bruins are going to move on as well. So, yeah, hockey's been really entertaining. Golden Knight, Vegas led 2-0, and now they're 2-2. Believe it or not.
I want the Stars to win that one.
Yeah.
Faux show.
Yep. But I do want to
Well,
see like I don't know, like the Avalanche again or like the Canucks.
no. Ick. Hate the
Yeah.
Avalanche.
Yeah. Or I want to see the Rangers, honestly. Rangers have been
I
really
mean, I would like the Rangers probably just because they're a historic team, and I think the Stars, but I don't really care. Kraken fired their head coach as they should have.
the Sharks also fired their head coach.
The drop off was ridiculous. Being like one of the best teams in the league to not even make the playoffs, that's pathetic.
Mhm.
Um,
The Sharks
but
also fired
hey,
their coach.
I mean, we'll both have a new, maybe not fully favorite, but semi-favorite team next year. So, oh, real quick, I guess while we're on the hockey subject. So, Ryan Smith is the owner of the hockey team in Utah. I'm not going to call them Coyotes because they're not the Coyotes anymore. Um, so he says, "Oh, sorry, real quick,
Hmm.
just for our news, Jalen Johnson's changing his number to number one.
Yeah, let's
They just
go.
announced.
Let's
I'm
go.
college, baby. Okay, sorry. So Ryan Smith, the owner of the hockey team in Utah, is going to set up a bracket to decide the names. And let me pull up the names so I make sure that I get them all. I think I know them all, but um,
The Yetis is one.
so sorry, let me pull up. I know that I just saw. Okay, here we go. I think.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, but look at these jerseys real quick.
Yeah, the mammoth. I saw
Yeah.
that. I know they're like fan bracket, fan bracket. I just want to see the names that they had. Fan Ryan Smith bracket name options. You can cut this out, by the way, so then we can. Okay, here we go. So the nickname so far will be the Utah Blizzard, Utah Venom, Utah Fury, Utah Hockey Club, Utah Yetis, and the Utah Outlaws. I also believe that the Utah Mammoth are in there.
Hmm.
I feel like I saw that somewhere. Um, so I don't know. I think so. Ryan Smith was on the Pat McAfee show, and that's kind of when he like officially said
Dropped the
that.
news.
I really like it. I really think that it's a cool thing to do because the last thing you want to do is disappoint your fans when there's a potential opportunity for a new team. Um,
Or
so
like
you
just
can't
not
be
sorry, not name your team the hockey club or the hockey team.
well, I believe so. From what I'm gathering, I think that it might be called Hockey Club for the first year,
Hmm.
and then they move on from that. I don't actually mind it, but
I think they had
um,
like the sixth pick in the draft, actually.
so they yeah, they're gonna set up a bracket. I think it's really cool. I think being able to give your fans a voice in what the name of the new team should be is really awesome. I think more owners should be doing this. um, when there's expansion or there's a name change or whatever. So, out of all those names, what is your favorite and your least favorite?
I don't like the Outlaws, I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
Favorite probably be probably the Mammoth. I like the
I
Mammoth a
was going to
lot.
say that one's growing on me too.
Yeah. And just
I
seeing
think
those
the
jerseys
Mammoth is
too.
cool because it's not, I feel like Blizzard is too close to Avalanche. I'm starting to get that vibe,
Hmm.
where it's like it's too not obviously not named. Blizzard doesn't
Right.
sound like Avalanche. We know that. I just mean it's another weather storm thing, and I don't think that it sounds. I think it's kind of cool because you still can keep the two Z's. You have the Jazz and the Blizz. I think
Hmm.
that's and the Grizz if you keep the Grizzlies. Like that's cool. That used to be my favorite. I think the Mammoth would be really cool. Um,
You
cool,
still have the
unique
double M.
mascot, could have a cool logo. You could do cool colors. I think my least favorite is probably the. Some of them are not great. The Venom is weird.
Yeah, that was another one for me as well.
So, I mean, sorry, real quick, I'll say the names one more time. Um, Blizzard,
Hmm.
Venom, Fury, Hockey Club, Yetis, Outlaws, and Mammoth. I think I don't love the Venom. I don't love the Fury. The Hockey Club is fine. I don't really care. Because the thing with the Hockey Club is you can brand it however you want. You could still do a different logo and all that, whatever. Um, Yetis, I'm kind of over the Yeti thing, by the way. I don't think it's as cool as it first was. I actually don't hate Outlaws either, but I don't know. I think Mammoth would be kind of cool.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
we'll have to keep an eye out.
Yeah, and the lottery for the NHL is in 6 days,
Okay.
and Utah is projected to have the sixth pick right now.
Imagine they get the one,
San Jose is projected to get the one, actually.
but it'd be pretty cool if we got the one.
Yeah, it would be. But
So,
I honestly want San Jose to get the one, honestly. So Chicago's two, by the way, to get
well,
pick.
those aren't ever that accurate because it's a lottery. So cool.
Cool, cool. That should do it for us.
Yeah.
Next week, I don't even know yet. Champions League, we'll wrap up Champions League semis and then kind of just go from there with playoffs and stuff because there's
Yeah.
a lot
Elijah
is
should be
dying down.
back. He's just trying to get home. So
Hmm. So,
cool.
alrighty, guys. Well, have a great weekend. We will chat with you guys next week about everything that's happened over the weekend, and then when we have more information about stuff, we will give it to you. That's all. It's our
Of course.
jobs for fun. So, hope you guys have a great weekend, and we will catch you guys next week. Bye, guys.